Hey everyone, Beta64 here at E3 2016. It's another year and that means another E3. And this year we're going to be looking at games like Sea of Thieves, We Happy Few, Worms WMD, and even the new Legend of Zelda. So come with me and let's see what's inside.
Welcome everyone. Today marks the first day of E3, that mythical day when doors first open to attendees. And at this point, I really have no idea what to expect. Your big first choice at E3 when you come in is which hall you want to go to first, the West Hall and the South Hall. And I really have no idea what games are being shown, so it's kind of a shot in the dark which one to pick. The West Hall houses all the big name game companies like Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. And those are usually a good place to be. The South Hall, though, has various other companies in it, like Warner Brothers, Natsume, and Capcom. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go with the South Hall first, because the line will be shorter. I mean, of course it would be. There are a lot less companies there, like Nintendo, where everyone is pretty much gonna be. And I was right, the line was really short, and I got really close to the front, so, you know, I'm happy. The only problem was, should I have gone to the other hall? Should I have? For the 45 minutes I was staying there in line, I was contemplating my life choices. But finally, at the time that it was supposed to be, the doors open, and everyone starts walking into the hall. And then I realized something. I wasn't in the South Hall with my brother named Warner. I was actually in the West Hall. And I mean, there's no problem with that. Friggin' Zelda time, let's go. Let's go. Wind of, whatever it was called, Wind of the Breath of the Wild, that was it. Except, something caught my eye on the way there. And it was Project Diva X. Yes, I am that weak. Without thinking, I left the line and went to Atlus's booth, and got in a new line, and played the game. I mean, it was a beautiful game, and it played great, and I really enjoyed it. It had some really cool additional features, but my problem was the difficulty and the fact that they only had easy and normal. And I literally got a 300 no streak. It wasn't even a challenge. But after that, I immediately went to the Zelda booth, which was completely surrounded by walls on all sides, so you didn't know what was inside. It was like a mystery, and it made me want to get into the line more, but I couldn't find it. Because not only did the line wrap around the booth, it actually lapped around the booth twice. I know. I should have went to the Zelda line first. Do not judge me. It took me a while to find the end of the line, but eventually, I found it, and I got in line. But it wasn't just the line, it was actually the line to get into the line to get into the booth. Yeah, it was that crazy. And so I had a tough choice. I could either wait in line all day and not have to worry about playing the game on the other days, because I don't know if I'll be able to find time then. Or choice number 2, I could either wait till day 2 or 3 and hope that the line is shorter. But you never know, it could be longer. And you could also miss out on all that free stuff, because they always run out by day 3. It's just the way it is. So I chose choice 1, because I'm not going to miss out on Zelda. No way. I got in the line and asked about a wait time, and they said they had no idea, which, I mean, it's to be expected. They've only been open, like 15 minutes, and it already laps around twice? About an hour later, I got a good idea of what the wait time was going to be. I was still really far behind, and looking back, I had noticed that they had actually cut off the line for the day, and it was only 1 o'clock. I mean, E3 closes at 6. It's literally 5 hours early. Usually they close lines at like 4, 5? But they already knew at 1 o'clock that they could not get everyone in. That's how crazy this line was. So I expected the worst. Another hour later, I finally made it around the corner, and I could see the end. I could see it, but it was still a long ways off. I started to wonder if this was even worth the wait, but it was way too late to be turning back at that point. But something helped me. I managed to get a small glimpse inside the booth at the exit, and what I saw was so incredible. I knew then and there that this was all going to be worth it. Another hour went by, and I was finally close to the opening. I finally made it to the end of the first line, got my ticket, and went into the second line to get ready to play. I was so close. And after waiting almost 4 hours, I finally made it inside. It was like walking into the world of Disney. All the workers were in character. They were saying things like, "Hurry, players, come to your seat." Which is mostly probably because they really did want us to hurry so that way they could get more people through. But we sat down in this small room with a video wall, and we were greeted with this video that showed us how to play the game. And then this was cool. The wall lifts like a door, like a Zelda door, and then it just into the booth. Oh, it still gives me chills just thinking about it, to be honest. Oh, but basically after that we were led into the booth and we got this row of demo stations out of there were hundreds of demo stations there. So I stood at one and I started the first of 2 demos. They actually gave us 2 demos. The first was 15 minutes long and the second one was 20 minutes long. So the first demo that I played was an open world. So we were just told, just explore. Wherever you want to go, just go. And explore I did. For the next 15 minutes, I went through the world and it was incredible. I could move anywhere I wanted to, I could climb anything I wanted to, and I could even pick up a random frog I found and cook it in a meal. I mean, I really like the survival aspect of this game. You collect a ton of things and you can use a lot of them in dishes, and by following recipes, you can actually get more hearts with the food than you could with the raw counterparts. You could also collect weapons, shields, and even random stuff from enemies. But all of these items can break if used too much, so you have to make sure to use them not too much, and make sure to get new weapons as time goes on. Of all the things in this demo though, I loved the fact that you could literally climb basically anything. The only limit was your energy meter, which only refills if you aren't running or hanging on a wall. For tall walls, there are usually some ledges for you to stand on and refill, so you gotta make sure to look for those. I also liked how time passes in the game. But if you sit by a fire, you can actually choose the time you want to go to, morning, afternoon, or night. And different enemies are around during different times, plus there are other changes too, so it's more than just cosmetic differences. During the demo, I also used this new item that allows you to lock onto an enemy and see it whether or not you're locked onto it or not. There's probably some other uses for it, and I think it's a map or something, but they didn't really explain it to me, so it's really all trial and error. Over the 15 minutes I spent playing this demo, I barely even made it a short distance. Having a Epona would have been an incredible plus to exploring. However, there was no means of transportation in this demo, which was actually a bummer because I wanted to explore more of this world. There were also some other things that I didn't like about this demo. In open areas, I'm guessing that it ran about 20 to 25 frames per second, maybe, just guessing here. But I could tell the development team still had a lot of work ahead of them. And luckily, they've got about a year or so to optimize this game, so I have faith in them, they can do this. After the first demo ended, the workers started the second demo, which now focused on story. It started in a small room with Link being told to wake up, and after grabbing some clothes and this strange little item, I headed out to meet an old man. And after getting some stuff from him, I cut down a tree, collected some wood, and then noticed a small platform in a pool of water. On top of that rock, I found a sword. Now I'm gonna need that, it's a Zelda game. I mean, come on. And after drowning once, because it also takes energy to swim apparently, I came back, got this rusty sword on top of the rock, and went on my way. Because a rusty sword is better than nothing. I then proceeded to head to the point on my map. Well, at least I did, until I found a mob of enemies around a chest, and I need that chest. I don't even know what's inside, but I need it. The problem was that the lookout enemy had signaled for more enemies, and one of them killed me. But he was super strong. And on the second round, I dodged and attacked while he was recovering. And finally, after a couple of my weapons broke, I managed to knock the sword out of his hands. And it was an incredibly powerful sword, more than 3 times stronger than the last sword I had found. And with this new weapon, I defeated the rest of the enemies no problem and unlocked the chest. And it was 10 arrows. But hey, it's something for my newly discovered bow. And, arrows are really hard to come by, to be honest, in this demo. So I was happy. Heading to the point on my map, I continued the story and rose many towers across the map. And after seeing Ganon around a castle, I leapt down from the tower to find the old man, and that's where it ended. Not because that's literally where it ended, but because I'd run out of time. I probably should have listened to the worker who told me not to get distracted. Oh well. After finishing the demo, I got my ticket stamped and I went over to the table to get my Zelda t-shirt and coin. So awesome. I took the time after that to look around and of course, get my photo next to Link. I mean, why not? I also managed to say hi to Reggie, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's check that one off the bucket list. After getting some footage, I then headed to my next meeting, Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin for PlayStation VR. And let me tell you, what an amazing experience that was. I was blown away with how fun this game was and how good it looked. I've played some other VR games in the past and most of them were poorly modeled with pixelated textures, but here, the models were beautiful, the textures were high res and the animations were smooth. Now basically in the demo you solve puzzles and use some special powers to do that, like telekinesis and being able to go into other people's minds to get a different point of view. I was just smiling the whole time because this was one of the first VR games that actually sucked me into the world. Most of the other ones I could tell that it was fake and I didn't really feel involved in the story, but this actually got me engaged. When things flew in front of me, I literally jumped out of the way without even thinking. And sometimes I would just sit down and look out a window and actually feel like I was flying through the sky. Now, I'm still not completely on the VR bandwagon, but this was really fun and I'm really excited to see where they go with it. Psychonauts for VR has a ton of potential to be a fun puzzle game, and I'm incredibly excited to see this game in full when it releases sometime this year. And that was it for day 1 of E3 2016. Even though I only got to play 3 games, I feel accomplished knowing that I won't have to wait forever to play Zelda later. Because day 2 is all meetings, and there's no time for me to be waiting in line. Plus, because this is the only game Nintendo's showing at the show, I can rest easy knowing I don't need any more footage from this booth. To keep me on track, I've also set up a list of games that I want to see before the end of the show, like Sea of Thieves, We Happy Few, Cuphead, LEGO Dimension, Ace Attorney, and a few more. Let's hope I can get them all done within the next 2 days. But until then, it's time to get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow.